So this video is going to be focused on how do you evaluate the function. So these type of problems are typically given when you're dealing with function notation, evaluating function, graphing functions, understanding domain and range of different functions, that kind of thing. So if all of that makes absolutely no sense what I said, go back and do some review on some functions first. Maybe before jumping into this video, just because you want to have a little bit of background knowledge first. It would help it and make it a little easier. Otherwise, when we're asked to evaluate the function, there are different kinds of functions that we could be looking at. So here I'm going to go over 4 different examples on how to evaluate a function. First example is evaluating a function when it's given to you in an ordered pair notation. So we're asked to find f of 5 when f is equal to the following ordered pairs. So what we need to understand about this is when we're looking at ordered pairs are essentially made up of an x and a y. The x represents your domain, where the y represents your range. All right, so your domain is the span of all of your x values pertaining to your function. The range is the span of all your y values pertaining to your function. For the purposes of an ordered pair, the x values are your domain, the y values are your range. So if I'm asked to find f of x, f of 5, we got to remember that function notation looks like this. F of x is equal to so-and-so is typically how it's written. So if it's asking you to find f of x, you're looking for x for the following information. So if they plug in a 5 here instead, f of 5, so notice instead of the x, you have a 5. Essentially, we want to know, according to my equation, my function, when x is 5, what is your y value? That is what it's asking. When x is 5, where is the y? So I have these ordered pairs, right? So I'm looking for when is x 5. So if I look over these, x is -2, x is 3, x is 0, x is 5. This is the one I want to zero in on. When x is 5, my y is -2. It says so right over here. So f of 5 is equal to -2. It's as simple as that. What is the y when x is this? So when we look at example B, this is called a mapping. All right, so we want to find f of 7 when our map looks like this. And I'm sorry, I forgot to draw the lines here. So according to this example, 4 goes to 12, 7 goes to 4, 12 goes to 7. Okay, so this is called a mapping. Right, so essentially this first map over here on the left side is your x values. Over here on the right side is your y values. You could look at them as ordered pairs. Your ordered pairs would be 4, 12, 7, 4, and then 12, 7 would be your 3 ordered pairs for this mapping. We want to know what is f of 7. So 7 over here for my x, right? It's the second number down. This is my x. So remember, if we want to find f of 7, we want to know what is the y value when x is 7. This 7 is getting mapped to the 4. So that means f of 7 is equal to 4 for that example. Okay. Now if we look at example C, this is similar to a mapping. Over here we have a table. Right, our x values in the first column, f of x, which is the y values, in our second column. Here they're asking us, they're asking to find f of -4, and let me replace that here because we do not have a -4 as our x value. I believe that was supposed to be a -1. I'm sorry about that. So so let's find f of -1. So again, we're looking at our x value and we're looking to find the -1, which is right over here. The y value for that is a -4. So f of -1 is -4. Okay. We can also evaluate using a graph. So essentially, if we're using a graph here, this one says to find f of 6. So you want to go to 6 on your x-axis. My x-axis goes left and right. A positive 6 is right over here is where the 6 would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're looking for f of 6 is equal to what? What is the y value here when x is 6? All right, so that means I'm just going to go up over here in my graph until I find a point on my line. This point right here is what I'm concerned about. So I want to know what is the y value for this point. Now if I look at my y-axis over here, it looks like when x is 6, it looks like y is 1, 2, 3. Right, so when f of 6, all right, when x is 6, what is my y? And since the y here is added 3, f of 6 is equal to 3. So that's how you evaluate functions when given different scenarios. Again, you can be thrown in different situations, but essentially, what are your x values? Find the y values that pertain to them. Otherwise, that's it for this video.